Can you tell me what the Tucker headline for this clip will be tonight? Easy. A lot of people like to protest in D.C. Some of those people were even in D.C. during January 6th. But those people had their lives taken from them. That's right. Antifa is the main reason why those brave patriots traveled all the way to the halls of Capitol Hill, Congress, and stormed in a fervor, getting whipped up in a frenzy by Antifa. And how did the federal government behave? Well, they behaved in a way that is consistent with communist China. They arrested them. They threw them in gulags. But you're not allowed to say that. And then on the other hand, if you want to protest in D.C., you can protest like AOC, everyone's favorite liberal media darling, a radical revolutionary communist. This radical revolutionary communist was arrested, or at least she made it seem like she was arrested, at an abortion rally. Of course, on this broadcast, we don't ask the question, why are members of Congress outside violating the law, protesting in defense of baby murder? What's going on? Well, let's take a look at the video. Now, I want to offer a warning to our viewers. You're about to see what liberals call police brutality.
She's a House member, yeah. Yeah. No, she's a member of the House.
That's right. Blink and you might have missed it. Why is AOC's hands behind her back? Is it perhaps to make it seem as though she is being arrested by the police? The horror! The horror! Liberals said, talking about their darling being arrested by the terrible police. Meanwhile, the police are the ones who are actually handcuffed when they can't kill homeless people. What's going on? As you can see in this photo, right at this very moment, Alexandria Sandy Ocasio-Cortez forgets that she is behaving like she's actually arrested and her hands are handcuffed behind her back, and puts her hand up to do a revolutionary communist sign. The fist, if you will. But yeah, Democratic lawmakers, including Ocasio-Cortez, Tlaib, Spire, and more, arrested for abortion rights in protest outside of the Supreme Court. I think that is the least that people can do. Did he mean political climate instead of climate change? Maybe. Aren't the green bandanas affiliated with a group that organizes a... Yeah, I don't know if it's RevCom affiliated, the green bandanas, but I have seen them wear that. Ilhan was arrested as well. Omar staff confirmed her arrest Tuesday afternoon, and Congresswoman issued the following response on social media. Today, I was arrested while participating in a civil disobedience action with my fellow members of Congress outside the Supreme Court. I will continue to do everything in my power to raise the alarm about the assault on our reproductive rights. I've talked about this issue many times on this broadcast. You already fucking know what my thoughts are on this issue. You already know how I feel about this. It is preposterous that this is a real thing. It's preposterous that the American government is doing this. The RevComs do use it, but the green bandanas originated during the Argentine fight for reproductive rights. Oh, okay. She is posing for the picture with her hands behind her back, though. Dude, you are such an annoying little nitpicky aesthetics liberal, by the way. If you are being like, oh, her hands are behind her back, specifically because she wants to make it seem like she's being arrested, and not because, like, cops fucking make you do that to, like, move you around easier, I'm just going to say it one more time. You are just as aesthetics focused as the fucking smarmy little liberals that you despise. Just understand that. You're just doing it from, like, a leftist perspective. Okay? She's not white, chat. She doesn't want to get shot. Okay, chill the fuck out. No cop is going to shoot Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. You're psychotic if you think that. Cop, it's literally career suicide if a cop in D.C. arrests a politician. You got to be a child to think any D.C. cop would put a politician in cuffs. Yeah. There's so many leftists shitting on her for optics and claiming she's an actress is beyond dumb. Yes, because the peak of leftist activism revolves around tweeting fucking quotes on the internet. When will you find out? When will you understand? There are things that AOC does that I disagree with, okay? There are things that AOC does that I disagree with. Certainly. Like, you know, unconditional support to Israel. Or maybe sometimes feeling conflicted about her unconditional support for Israel. These are things that I am frustrated by, okay? But ultimately, she raises a lot of fucking money for the causes that she genuinely cares about. instead of trying to fucking fundraise off of disasters like the rest of the goddamn Democratic Party, she is the bare minimum good politician. Okay? And it's something that I always mention, but for some fucking weird reason, people have refused to recognize this. People on the internet that think like, oh, fuck electoralism, that's not the way to do it, refuse to recognize that like electoralism could be a good mechanism for organizing, okay? Electoralism normalizes certain kinds of concepts. That's the reason why Bernie Sanders running on the main stage during the Democratic primaries in 2016 revitalized the leftist movement in a meaningful capacity. So shut the fuck up, okay? AOC is not going to be the perfect revolutionary person that you expect her to be. She's not a revolutionary Marxist anyway. She's quite literally exhausting state machinations, okay? But ultimately, she does a lot of good. So I don't care. I will continue to criticize her when she doesn't do good shit, when she does bad things, but this is not one of them. And there are people who are way more radical than you, okay, like Mike, who also agree with me on this issue, that think that this is a good thing that AOC did. Okay, I'm sorry that she's not a fucking third world Maoist. I'm sorry that she's not, personally fucking bombing like military bases or some shit, whatever the fuck you think a true revolutionary should be doing. Okay. But ultimately, if you agree that like you can move the needle a little bit through electoralism, even on the front of like genuinely, even when it comes to like making certain movements popular, she's doing a good job on that front. And I agree with her. I feel like chat doesn't realize a lot of leftism is online. Most people in the wild think socialism is bad and will laugh at you when you tell them to shut up about being transphobic, etc. Yeah. What's crazy is she never said she's a communist, yet every leftist expects this from her. I think she's good, and yes, I'm critical on her. There will never be an ideal candidate that fills all our needs. No, dude, because the ideal fantasized, the revolutionary that people think about is literally fucking rising up and organizing with arms and shit, okay? And that's not going to happen. Yeah, a true revolutionary is never a politician. Need outside orgs to do the dirty work, just saying. Exactly.